Fans are in full shock as rumors spread like wildfire throughout Atlanta. A fresh round of rumors has taken over social media just when everyone believed that Erica, Mena, and Mendeecees were no longer at odds. And if there's any truth to them, this might be one of the most combustible scandals in love and hip-hop history. According to several unverified sources close to production, the DNA test was broadcast during the previous season. The one that apparently proved Erica's kid wasn't Mendeecees may not have been as real as it seemed. Some insiders are even referring to it as an VH1 cover-up. Rumors of a thorough internal inquiry behind the scenes are now circulating. According to the streets, Erica never changed her mind about her assertion, has always thought that baby was Mendeecees. Documents purportedly contradicting the results that were broadcast have now inexplicably reappeared, according to reports. One producer left the site last week. Yandi has remained silent. On social media, Men's has stopped talking, and fans are going crazy in the comments. A dot is just another instance of twisted reality TV turmoil, or did VH1 actually fabricate a paternity test to support a plot? Something isn't adding up. Whatever it is, it's becoming more and more messy. It all started when Erica Mena showed up on set on a muggy afternoon in Atlanta, appearing more agitated than normal. She walked like a ghost through the studio's hallways. Her eyes were fixed on the floor, lips pulled together in a line that suggested she was holding something back. People saw that she avoided making eye contact, and instead of smiling confidently as she usually does, she gave curt nods. She arrived 30 minutes late, according to one crew member who only explained that she had to attend to pressing personal matters. Everywhere she went, whispers followed. Was she still from last season, or was there something fresh simmering beneath? Then, like drops of water through a broken dam, rumors began to circulate. A conversational snippet was heard in the closet. Someone said they never showed the real results. With raised eyebrows, Erica's stylist glanced up, but immediately went back to folding clothes. When the producer added Stovasi, I swear they shot two endings. One where Erica won, and one where she didn't. The stylist later ran into an assistant producer in the corridor and nearly dropped a stack of scripts. The studio was electrified, as if everyone had just discovered they were not actors in a staged reality, but rather participants in a very real-life play. Her coworker was seen smoking on a balcony with a view of the parking lot that evening. She refused to answer her phone, which was buzzing constantly in her palm. She nodded appreciatively when a friend attempted to approach her with a water bottle, which she received with shaking fingers. The director halted the take 5 times, but the set crew stated she was hurrying through her lines on camera, fumbling over things she had learned by heart for weeks. I'm fine, she responded defiantly, glaring at the flickering lights below. The real turning point was when a leaked text conversation went viral on social media. Shared by a fan account that somehow managed to get into a private cast group chat. The screenshot showed a message from Erica to an unidentified recipient. The envelope was switched. You saw it too? Below, a reply said, I have the photos. Each pause was punctuated by Erica's deep sighs and the sound of her taking sharp breaths. Do you really want this to be released? That single in the days that followed. The production office turned into a battleground of leaked memos and frantic meetings, with one background extra claiming to have witnessed a heated closed-door session between Mona Scott Young and the head of legal affairs. Fans flooded Twitter with questions. What envelope? Which photos? Did Erica know the truth all along? Were the producers complicit in hiding it? The hashtag DNA fraud went viral, and thousands of users demanded answers. While Yandi, whose social media had been dominated by family photos and promotional posts, went eerily silent, producers initially assumed she was taking a break, perhaps focusing on her own well-being. But when fans noticed she hadn't posted in over 48 hours, speculation ran wild. One insider described it as a poker game gone wrong, with each side trying to bluff the other into folding. Erika, meanwhile, retreated into her trailer for hours at a time, emerging only to shoot her confessionals, her face pale, eyes glassy, and voice hollow, as if she were replaying a nightmare from which she couldn't escape. Was she covering for Mendeecees? Or worse, did she know the DNA test had been faked? The lack of a statement from her camp only fueled the frenzy. Commentators debated whether her silence was a strategic move or a sign of deeper trouble. Mendeecees himself became a ghost. He missed his regular late-night live stream, skipped a scheduled podcast taping, and even declined a guest appearance on a talk show promoting the new season. A brief post on his Instagram read, "Back soon, but nothing more." Fans scrutinized every detail of that post, the filter used, the choice of words, and the background lighting. The theory spread like wildfire as conspiracy channels analyzed the frame-by-frame footage, claiming to have seen a hidden envelope on a nearby table, whether real or imagined. On the morning of a crucial group scene, Erika stormed onto the set with tears streaming down her face and confronted a producer, demanding to know why she'd been shown a result that painted her as delusional. Cameras were rolling, but the sound was cut for that moment, leaving only harsh whispers and muffled cries, before the feed was abruptly cut and the scene wrapped overnight. Fan sites posted blurry recordings of the altercation, and despite the poor audio quality, the emotion was unmistakable. Yandy's gentle attempts at consolation were barely audible, and viewers were divided. Some saw it as a cry for justice, while others saw it as a calculated move to boost ratings. "You lied to me. I trusted you. Where is my real DNA test?" Sensing a crisis and an opportunity, the network executives reportedly ordered an internal content audit of the DNA episode, assembling a team of reviewers to compare the footage that aired with the master tapes archived in the studio vault. If those tapes revealed a different result, implications were massive potential legal exposure, a breach of audience trust, and a storyline robbed of its authenticity. However, the effect was the same. The narrative surrounding Erika's pregnancy claim took on a life of its own, overshadowing every trailer and promotional clip for the upcoming reunion special. In the midst of this flurry, Erika posted a single post with a carousel of pictures showing her alleged pregnancy, each more intimate than the last: doctor's notes, sonogram images, and even a photo of her holding her baby bump at a bridal shower. The caption read, "I never wanted to air my truth like this, but y'all deserve to know what's real." Fans conjectured that if VH1 acknowledged the deception, the season's climax would be completely destroyed. The response was instantaneous. In the quiet aftermath of the storm, Erika remained poised at the eye of a hurricane, waiting to see which way the winds would blow next. The stakes had never been higher, as the first chapter of this saga ended with more questions than answers. A simple storyline about paternity had exploded into a full-blown scandal, cutting into the very foundation of what fans believed about their favorite show. The main player's silence only added to the mystery, leaving viewers circling like vultures, hungry for every scrap of evidence. When production announced a sudden change in the schedule, the mood on set changed once more. Cast and crew were instructed to arrive early for a purported promotional photo shoot, but instead ended up in a windowless conference room with stern-faced network executives, who made it clear that anything that didn't match the aired DNA scene would have to be addressed publicly. The room felt like a courtroom, with everyone waiting for testimony. Erika, sitting at the back with Yandy by her side, kept her eyes on the table, her lips pressed tight as if she were steeling herself for a verdict. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, Mendeecees was in damage control mode. Sources say he locked himself in a recording booth for hours, delivering heartfelt confessions for a special insider segment that might never air. Microphones captured him choking up as he denied any involvement in doctored results. His voice cracked with sincerity, but some crew members whispered that the emotions sounded rehearsed. Whether genuine or not, his rumored recordings trickled out as snippets tweeted by anonymous insiders. Each clip is more cryptic than the last. "I never asked for it. I'm only human. I wish I could go back in time, Yandi, who is frequently regarded as the family's voice of reason, was unintentionally thrust into the spotlight when a brief raw video of her pacing a hallway with her phone to her ear and saying, "We need clarity. This can't be how the season ends," appeared. She refused to identify the person she was calling, which fueled rumors that she was working with a network or even a private investigator. Fans scrutinized every second of the video, discussing whether Yandi was planning a covert operation to reveal the truth, or was simply begging for some semblance of normalcy in her marriage. When a chain of leaked emails purporting to be correspondence between VH1's head of programming and the executive producer surfaced online, the pressure increased. The emails addressed issues of audience retention, narrative integrity, and potential fallout. One line in particular caught the attention of screenshots. "If we admit the DNA test was real, we lose the storyline. If we admit it was fake, we lose credibility. We need a compromise." The ambiguity sparked a firestorm on social media, leaving viewers feeling deceived and caught between outrage and morbid curiosity. Could a network really fake something so personal and sensitive? The scandal went beyond reality TV and touched on entertainment ethics. In response, Erika took a bold move. She invited a small group of superfans and blogger influencers to a private screening of what she claimed were the uncut DNA scene outtakes. The event was held in a dimly lit screening room at an undisclosed studio in Atlanta, and attendees described the footage as emotional and raw, demonstrating her sincere reaction to the test results she was never supposed to see. A third video leak surfaced showing text messages between Erika and her personal lawyer discussing a possible defamation lawsuit against VH1. Some said she looked betrayed, while others said she looked vindicated. The clips didn't resolve anything. They only added to the mystery, leaving viewers wondering why the original footage was hidden, citing provisions in her contract. Erika's attorney claims she might seek damages if the network intentionally broadcast misleading material. One message said, "We have grounds to file, but you must decide soon." There is a strict statute of limitations. The idea of a lawsuit against the network sent shockwaves through the industry, causing gossip blogs to spin headlines about an impending court battle. In the midst of the chaos, the rest of the cast found it difficult to continue filming. Rashida and Kirk Frost were caught on camera attempting to rehearse a lighthearted moment for a forthcoming episode. But Erika's simple, understood response suggested she was considering her legal options. Their laughter sounded hollow. Bambi was seen scrolling through her phone between takes, eyes widening as she read rumors about a secret DNA scene. Erika Mena's former friend, Ivana Ventura, flew in for a cameo. But sources say she backed out at the last minute, citing uncomfortable circumstances and loyalty concerns. The void left by her absence only underscored how isolated Erika had become. External commentators jumped in to dissect every angle. Self-proclaimed reality TV experts drew comparisons to classic daytime talk show controversies, dragging names like paternity hearings, staged reconciliations, and network cover-ups into the conversation. Whether it was manipulation or truth-seeking, the speculation became part of the spectacle. As filming came to an end on a crucial group dinner scene, tension reached a breaking point. Erika arrived late, visibly shaken, clutching a folder of documents, which was rumored to contain the real DNA report, which she planned to share with Mona Scott right away. Some speculated that VH1 might turn the entire saga into a special event, rebranding the reunion episode as an expose. Cameras were rolling, but this scene was cut from the broadcast feed, leaving only grainy surveillance footage that a crew member leaked, showing Erika confronting Mona, handing over the folder, and demanding an explanation. The footage ended, with Mona's composed response audible to viewers before the camera was shut off. By the end of that exhausting day, Erika's fate on the show was still up in the air, and producers reportedly huddled late into the night, discussing whether to issue a statement, acknowledging the controversy, or rewrite the reunion plotline entirely. With some arguing that revealing the truth could change the history of reality TV and set a new standard for transparency, while others feared it would permanently harm the franchise's reputation. Despite all of this, Erika maintained her composure and refused to let the drama break her spirit. "I can't believe they'd risk everything for a storyline," she whispered, her voice cracking before her friend put an arm around her shoulders and reminded her that the truth had weight and that fans were already rallying behind her. That day's final on-set moment, standing alone under the studio lights, boulder in hand, eyes fierce, became the defining image of a season overshadowed by doubt and intrigue. The night after the storm on set, Erika withdrew to an undisclosed location with only her closest confidant, a longtime friend who had flown in to support her, the glow of a single phone screen illuminated her face as she scrolled through leaked audio clips and damning emails. The next morning, production called an emergency meeting, which was rumored to be attended by top brass from VH1 headquarters. Cast and crew gathered in the same windowless conference room where the DNA audit had been announced. But this time, the mood was different. Executives entered with printed binders, and cameras were already rolling for what they call reality TV meets real life. One producer spoke to the group using a low voice, saying, "We need to contain rumors before they become front-page headlines." Somewhere in Atlanta, fan pages were planning a Demand the Truth live stream for the reunion episode. And rumors of a class action lawsuit had started to surface. No one wanted to be the next victim of a fan-driven conspiracy theory, so they darted about the room. Meanwhile, a horde of reality TV bloggers and paparazzi had set up shop outside the studio, holding posters that said Erika deserves justice and the footage should be released. The crowd's voice only got louder as a network publicist attempted to shoo them away. Live tweets erupted on social media, with some criticizing VH1 for alleged manipulation and others supporting the franchise's right to tell a gripping story. Ivana, who had originally withdrawn from her cameo appearance, reappeared on Instagram Live, expressing support for Erika and promising to fly back for the reunion. The network refused to provide an explanation for the DNA results, with a microphone clipped to her top and lights glaring uncomfortably in her eyes. Erika prepared for an unscripted confessional that had been added at the last minute inside the building. The red recording light flicked on, and she took a deep breath and looked straight into the camera. "I'm not here to play games," she said, her voice steady despite the tears welling up at the corners of her eyes. This was a foreboding sign that the network might be planning to broadcast her unfiltered reactions. Producers watched her words from a control room full of screens, with some nodding in agreement and others scrawling notes furiously. Words circulated that Mona Scotch was watching remotely and that Erika's confessional might be the turning point in the network's handling of the situation. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was nowhere to be found, which fueled rumors that he was preparing his own response. Possibly a sit-down interview with a major talk show or a surprise Instagram Live appearance. Hours later, a mysterious social media account purporting to be that of a network insider promised to release the full uncut DNA footage at midnight. Fans set alarms, speculating about what the footage would reveal. Some thought it would be inconclusive, further muddying the waters and giving VH1 plausible deniability. TV blogs teased the biggest twist since paternity test episodes became TV staples. In the middle of all of this fervor, Yandi took an unexpected step. She posted a vague message on her Instagram story, a black screen with white text. "Truth always finds a way," it said. It's just the 4 words, no tags, no explanation. The time is the problem, supporting Erika or quietly criticizing the network's strategies. Despite the outpouring of comments demanding explanations, Yandi stayed silent, which furthered the notion that she was either actively engaged in behind-the-scenes negotiations or purposefully kept her deniability plausible. On her Instagram story, She shared an ambiguous message that included a black screen with white text that read, "Truth always finds a way." Just the 4 words, no tags, no explanation. As midnight approached and a few superfans tuned into the unofficial live stream that claimed to have insider access, the stream was shaky, cutting between fan reactions and grainy footage. But just before the clock struck 12, the screen went black and a loading icon appeared. The timing was perfect, generating speculation that she was either supporting Erica or subtly criticizing the network's tactics. Comments poured in demanding clarification, but Yandi remained silent, reinforcing the idea that she was either deeply involved in behind-the-scenes negotiations or purposefully maintaining plausible deniability. Then, at precisely 12, the screen flickered back on, showing a dull room with a long table, and at one end sat a man in a white coat, presumably a technician, and across from him, Erica took a seat. The angle was ideal for her face and the man's computer screen. And as she opened a sealed envelope labeled with a date from last year, everyone stayed logged in, unwilling to miss a single second of what could be television history. Collective. Moans reverberated through live. The atmosphere on set was thick with unease. Crew members moved like shadows, whispering in corners, checking their phones every few seconds. And Erica arrived first, her eyes heavy from lack of sleep. Several producers were reportedly frantically trying to control the narrative behind the scenes, drafting statements, coordinating with legal teams, and deciding whether to address the ordeal during the reunion or issue a public apology. Erica watched it all unfold, phone in hand, as her friends and fans promised to support her until the truth came to light the morning after the midnight leak attempt. Inside the studio, cameras were already rolling for the season finales. Opening scene, an awkward group breakfast that producers hoped would divert viewers from the scandal. Mendeecees sat at the head of the table, face drawn, hands gripping a fork like a lifeline. Social media posts, conspiracy theories, and legal commentary, as if they were battle plans. Erica took a deep breath, flipped through the pages, and tucked the pages into her jacket pocket. The crew called to action, and Mendeecees forced a laugh, trying to pretend everything was normal, but his voice cracked. Betraying the effort, Erica stayed off camera until her confessional was scheduled. Sitting in the familiar booth, with lights glaring and a microphone clipped to her blouse. At the other end, Rashida and Kirkfrost exchanged uncomfortable looks while Bambi tapped away on her phone under the table, eyes darting to see if anyone noticed. In spite of this, the network had no choice but to air her words unedited. "I came here to share my truth," Erica said quietly, her lips quivering as the red light continued to blink. "I'm tired of being gaslit on my own show. They want to protect their storyline? Then so be it. But they can't keep rewriting my life." She paused, her eyes glistening. "Viewers deserve honesty. I deserve honesty. And if this is the hill I have to die on, I'm ready." She gestured for her friend who had flown in earlier to join her, and they compared timelines on their phones, charting out when leaks happened, when Yandi posted her cryptic story, and when production pulled the confessional cuts. Every piece of information seemed to support Erica's suspicions, and her reaction scene was cut, her raw tears hidden. Back on set, an assistant scurried in with news. The network's official account had posted a vague message about reviewing content integrity, giving rise to new rumors. When the scene resumed, Mendeecees looked up to see Erica standing behind the camera, watching him. Their eyes locked for a heartbeat, a silent exchange full of history, and then Erica turned away and joined the group breakfast sequence. The tension was evident, and the click of her heels sounded like a ticking clock as she walked to her mark. Later that afternoon, a secret meeting took place in a corner office, with Mona Scott-Young sitting at a long table with legal counsel, the head of programming, and the executive producer. Erica and her lawyer were invited to join. The atmosphere was tense, the air thick with the smell of stale coffee and nerves. The director called action again, and Rashida tried a small joke about omelets, but her laugh came out hollow. Kirk gave the men a sympathetic look. "We're not here for excuses. Our client's reputation is at stake." Carr's lawyer interrupted, saying, "We understand your concerns, Erica, but we have contractual obligations, liability issues, and creative considerations." Papers were passed back and forth, including proposed statements, confidentiality agreements, and damage control plans. Erica watched them shuffle the documents like cards in a poker hand, refusing to sign until they provided clarity on the actual DNA results. Meanwhile, fans had gathered outside the studio for a rally, and reality TV bloggers and superfans held signs demanding transparency. One admirer had on a t-shirt that said, "Prove it to me." Another carried a printed meme of Erica, looking betrayed. Live streams broadcast chants that echoed through downtown Atlanta and carried into the studio by open windows. Inside, crew members paused mid-take to check the noise, exchanging worried glances. The boundary between on-screen drama and real life spectacle had fully collapsed, and everyone felt it. Back in the meeting room, Erica leaned forward, voice low but resolute. "I want to see the master tapes," she said. "The network believes the DNA test was real. Let me watch it then, not acknowledge that the scene was staged." Everyone in the room stiffened as the envelope that had caused so much pain was now here in physical form. Heart pounding. Mona reached for the envelope, but before she could open it, an unexpected voice piped up from the doorway. It was Jan Dandy. There was a long silence. Mona looked at the head of legal affairs, who sighed, and motioned to an assistant. "This is tearing us apart," she said, her voice trembling. "And we owe it to our family, our fans, and ourselves to have the truth on record." Her face was pale, but her eyes were flaming. She moved to stand beside Erica, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. For once, Yandi and Erica were united by a common cause, and the solidarity rippled through the room like a current dotted with trembling fingers. Erica lifted the lid of the box and withdrew a slim cassette labeled with the production date. The label read, "DNA Paternity Test Raw Audio Video." She glanced at Mona, who gave a small nod. The weight of that moment was not lost on anyone, as the tape was ready to be put into a player. The head of legal affairs stood up and raised his hand, saying, "We can't broadcast this publicly." But he could confirm that the initial test did show a 98% probability of paternity. This tape had the power to change the season, ruin careers, and either vindicate or destroy Erica. The room let out a gasp, and Erica's eyes grew wide. As the cameras rolled again, Erica and Yandi resumed filming the season's climax, their embrace. The moment was both triumphant and heartbreaking. Victory for Erica's truth and heartbreak for the fact that it took this much chaos to get there. Mona let out a breath she didn't realize she'd been holding, and Yandi squeezed Erica's shoulder. The crowd outside the rally cheered as if they heard the confirmation through the walls. By the end of the day, fans were inundated with leaks confirming the 98% figure and headlines, like "Erica vindicated" and "VH1 admits truth" trended. Erica looked directly into the camera, voice steady. "This is my truth. Thank you for listening." The confession cut through the glossy production, exposing the vulnerability and resilience that reality TV so often packages but rarely delivers. Mendeecees joined them, placing a hand on Erica's back, tears in his eyes. The family was broken, but in that moment, they were whole. When the cameras finally stopped rolling, Erica stepped off set, exhausted but triumphant, hugging Mona, whispering, "Thanks to Yandi," and smiling wearily at Mendeecees. The studio lights dimmed, but for the first time, she felt seen. Social media erupted with joy, outrage, and relief as content creators scrambled to update their theories. Some praising Erica's courage, others criticizing the network's ethics. Above all, the story had transcended the boundaries of a TV show and become a cultural moment about honesty, power, and the cost of entertainment. Then came the reunion, the lawsuit, and the fan backlash, and she had the tape, the truth, and the unwavering support of those who believed her. This roller coaster of secrets, lies, and leaked evidence has left everyone wondering what is real and what has been staged for drama. You've seen Erika stand her ground, demanding to see the master tapes, and Yandi step into the fight alongside her. You've seen Mendeecees struggle with the fallout from a test he never asked to be faked, and a network team divided between honesty and narrative. However, even now that the raw result confirms a 98% probability of paternity, many questions remain. Will VH1 ever fully own up to the deception? Will Erika pursue her legal options? Or will she choose to proceed on her own terms? From the first hint of exchanged envelopes to the final moments of that reunion scene, you have been a part of this story and understand what it's like to support someone. You believe in being angry at injustice and hoping that the truth will ultimately prevail. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think should happen next? Should Erika demand a public apology and damages? Should VH1 alter its approach to these intensely personal storylines? Do you think we've seen the whole story? As this story develops, leave a comment below and let everyone know where you stand. Are you on the side of truth, team network reform, or are you just here for the ride? Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends so they can join the conversation. Are you as invested in this drama as we are? Hit the like button to show your support for Erika's fight for truth. Subscribe now to avoid missing any updates, leaks, or exclusive analysis. Dialogue. Despite the complex nature of the truth, together we will continue our investigation until all the secrets are revealed.